Thank you kay Harold John Rojas, Dasu, and Fioni8773. Thank you for your continued support.
Bigla kang sumakses eh.
In this video, we will discuss notes na may below market simple interest kung saan yung principal ay due at maturity and yung interests naman ay due periodically. Pause the video and try to answer the problem yourself. Sige, let's start. So, first question, what is the classification of the note? So, sige, basahin natin ang problem. XYZ Corporation received a 3-year, 3% simple interest, 1 million note receivable. So, dito pa lang, alam na natin, okay? First, it is a long-term note receivable kasi nga, lumampas siya ng 1 year. So, first classification niya is isa siyang long-term. Next, check naman natin. Nabanggit dito na 3% simple interest. Okay? So, sige, check pa natin. Okay, the principal is due on January 1, 2028, while the interests are due annually every January 1. The prevailing rate for this kind of note is 12%. So, may binigay na market rate. Okay, which is 12%. So, as you can see, kung i-compare natin ang dalawa, mas mababa yung stated interest kaysa dun sa market rate. Kaya, yung interest rate ay tatawagin nating below market rate. Okay, or pwede ding unreasonable interest rate. It's the thought that counts. Okay, so I prefer to call it below market rate. Okay, may mga information pa ba na relevant? Okay, mukhang wala na. So, isa siyang long-term, below market rate, note receivable. Next, ano naman ang initial measurement ng note? Okay, check din natin, no? So, since hindi equal yung stated interest rate sa market rate, then, ang initial measurement natin dapat ay at present value. Okay? Yung present value ang nagre-represent ng fair value ng note. Ayan. Next, ano yung mga factors na gagamitin natin? So, sige, check natin, no? First ay ang principal. So, check natin yung cash flow or yung behavior ng principal. So, as you can see, the principal is due on January 1, 2028. Ibig sabihin, isang bagsak natin siyang matatanggap at a specific date in the future. So, ang behavior niya is lump sum. Okay? So, ang gagamitin nating factor ay PV of 1. Next, check naman natin yung behavior ng interest. So, ang behavior ng interest is that due daw siya annually. Okay? Every January 1. So, ibig sabihin, makaka-expect si XYZ Corporation na makakatanggap siya ng 30,000 every January 1. Consistent yun. Okay? So, it sounds like annuity. Very good. So, PV. Now, here's the question. OA or AD? Is it ordinary annuity or annuity due? So, tandaan nyo guys na ang interest nagkakaroon lang through passage of time. And magiging due ang isang interest only after passage of time. So, yung behavior niya, it's more of a ordinary annuity. Kasi magkakaroon lang ng interest after 1 year. Okay? Walang advance interest, guys. Okay? So, that's PV OA of 1. Okay. Next question tayo. Prepare an amortization table. So, check natin. Again, yung behavior ng principal at ng mga interest. Okay, so, sa collection, makakatanggap tayo ng 30,000 at year-end. Okay? Or every January 1. Siyempre, okay, disregard muna natin yung difference ng January 1 at saka ng December 31. Okay? Basta ito, ang difference niya is 1 year. Okay? Next, makakatanggap na naman tayo ng 30,000 dito. Also, dito. Okay? Next, at the end, it should be valued at 1 million. Okay? Kakatanggap tayo ng 1 million. So, sige, gamitin na natin yung mga factors na nabanggit kanina. So, first is yung 1 million. Okay, mumultiply natin siya sa present value of 1. Okay, yung periods ay, okay, n is equals to 3 kasi 3 years. So, yung period ay 3. Tapos, yung interest naman ay 12%. Okay, sige, input na natin. Okay, paano natin makuha si present value of 1? 3 periods, 12% interest. So, sige, sabay-sabay tayo. 1.12, okay, 12 being the interest rate. Tapos, divide, okay. Tapos, press equal sign. Oops. So, nag-1. Hindi pa yan counted. Maka-count lang, okay, yung number of period pag naging decimal na siya. So, that's 1, 2, 3. Yun. So, ito yung present value factor. Okay? 0.71178 Okay? So, magkano to? So, times 1 million. Okay, so yung present value ay 711,780. Now, check naman natin yung present value ng mga collections. So, yung collections ay 30,000 times, okay, present value, okay, of ordinary annuity of 1. Tapos, yung periods ay 3. At yung interest ay 12%. Ayun. So, sige, compute natin. 30,000 times. Sige. First is, again, sundan nyo ako, no? Sige, sabay tayo. 1.12. Okay, divide. So, nagpindot ako sa equal sign. Di pa counted. 1, 2, 3. So, that's present value of 1. Eh, kaso annuity due eh. So, minus 1 divided by 0.12. Ayun. So, times 2.401831. Okay? So, sige. Multiply na natin. Times 30,000. Ayun. So, ignore lang natin ang negative sign. That's 72,055. Okay. So, i-add na natin yung dalawang present values, no? So, 711,780 plus 72,055 plus 72,055. So, ang present value ng note ay 783,835. So, sige. 783,835. So, sige. Tapusin na natin yung amortization table. So, yung interest income natin is based sa 12% na market rate. Okay? So, sige. Check na natin. So, 783,835 times 12%. Ayun. So, that's 94,060. Okay. Again, yung amortization is the cumulative effect or yung net effect ng collections at interest income. Kung ang collections, binabawasan niya dapat ang carrying amount ng note, ang interest income naman, tinataas niya. So, ang net effect nitong dalawa, ang tawag natin dyan ay amortization. So, sige. Kaya yan siya color green guys kasi mas malaki ang interest income. Okay? So, ang amortization natin is positive. Okay? So, we can expect na yung present value natin is madadagdagan. So, sige. I-net na natin to silang dalawa, no? So, that's 94,060 minus 30,000. Mental math na lang natin. That's 64,060. Tapos, i-add na natin siya sa present value. Minus 30,000 plus 783,835. Yun. So, yung present value at December 31, 2025 should be 847,895. Okay, next. So, same steps. Gawin nyo, no? So, times 0.12 minus 30,000 equals amortization plus yung present value or yung previous carrying amount, yun na yung magiging current na carrying amount. So, sir, what if gusto ko tumalon from January 1 to December 31 without going through all of this? Kasi nasa board exam ako eh. So, madali lang yan, okay? So, gusto nyo from here to here. Ganito ang gawin nyo. So, for example, 783,835. Okay, ang gawin nyo first is ang effect ng interest income. Hindi nyo pwedeng unahin yung effect ng collections. Bakit? Kasi pag unahin nyo yung collections, mababawasan yung base ng interest income, which is ito dapat ang basis natin. Okay, so kung inanet nyo siya, kung babawasan nyo agad yung 30,000, lower yung magiging base ng interest income. So magbabago siya. Okay, hindi na siya equal to this one. Samantalang kung uunahin nyo to, yung 12%, tapos isasubtract nyo later yung collections, same pa rin ang sagot. Okay, magiging same siya dito. Bakit? Kasi kung gagawin nyo to later, no, yung collections, it doesn't matter. Okay, kung ano, hindi siya nakadepende sa kahit anong base. Okay, naka-fix na siya. So sige, gawin na natin. Let's jump here to here. Okay, so that's 783,835 times 1.12. 1 represents ito, yung amount dito, plus yung 12 dito is yung interest. Okay, equals minus 30,000. Iyon, diba? So, 847,895. So, sige. Sa susunod na column, gagawin natin both. Yung shortcut method na ginawa natin bago lang, and yung long cut, which is gagawa natin siya mano-mano. Okay? So, sige, ipa-fast forward ko na to, ah. So, ayan. Again, yung ginawa ko ay, number 1, minultiply ko ito, minultiply ko by 0.12. So, ito yung lumabas. Tapos, yung amortization is yung effect or yung net nitong dalawa. So, minus ko yung 101,000 sa 30,000. So, ito yung lumabas. Tapos, ito ang idadagdag ko sa previous carrying amount para makuha yung bagong present value. So, sige, try natin yung shortcut method. So, dapat, from here, from 847 to 919. So, that's 847,895 times 1.12. Unahin dapat yung multiplication minus 30,000. Iyon. So, 919,642. So, diba? Basic. Next. Sige, tapusin na natin to. So, isa-speedrun ko na siya, guys, ah. So, ayun. Okay, may kulang tayo na piso. So, don't worry. Okay lang yan. So, i-adjust na lang natin. Lagyan natin dito. Okay, so that's how you do this activity. So, now you try. Okay, try to answer this problem and see you sa susunod na video.